Raf Sanchez is joining us now from Ashdod, Israel, north of Gaza. So, Raf, I understand we're actually getting late-breaking information about the hostages from Hamas. What exactly are they saying?
Zinkley, that's right. We just in the last few minutes got a statement from the spokesperson for the so-called military wing of Hamas. He's the person who speaks on behalf of their armed side as opposed to their political side. This is a long statement. It's to do with the hostages. We should be very clear. We aren't able to verify anything that Hamas says at this point about the hostages. This is an organization that is considered a terrorist group by the United States, by Israel, by many other countries around the world. But they are saying tonight that they have between 200 and 250 hostages, which roughly tallies with the number given by the Israeli military. They say they have confirmed 199 hostages so far. Hamas is saying that they are prepared to release foreigners, non-Israelis, who are currently being held captive. They say their intention was not to take non-Israelis, but the people were swept up in what they call the battle, what the rest of the world would call a massive terrorist atrocity. But they are saying that they are prepared to release non-Israelis once the conditions are right on in Gaza. They say at this point, just with the level of bombing, there's no way that they can release people. They insist that they are treating people humanely. They say what we eat, the hostages eat. They say the traditions of their religion dictate to them that they must treat the hostages with care and compassion. Again, we don't have any verification of that. I just got off the phone with a doctor who's representing the families of some of these hostages. He says this group of roughly 200 people have a very broad range of medical conditions, from 9-month-old baby who needs special formula to an 85-year-old woman who needs Parkinson's medicine. There's people with diabetes who need insulin. There are a number of young people with special needs, autism in some cases. You can only imagine people who are sensitive to overstimulation, what they are going through, just this completely terrifying, disorienting ordeal. And this doctor is pleading with Hamas that even if they aren't going to release the hostages right now, let the Red Cross go see them, let them tend to their medical needs, and let them make sure that they're okay. Guys.
Those are significant new details, though, Raf. Yeah, we have not heard that before, that they are willing to potentially let some go.
Oh. That's right. That's the first time we're hearing this. And there are a number of non-Israelis. There are perhaps around in the region of a dozen, we think, Americans who are missing right now. Some of them believed to be held hostage in Gaza. And in theory, if Hamas is serious in this statement, they are saying that they are prepared to release those Americans as long as they don't also hold Israeli citizenship. Guys.
All right. Raf Sanchez with that late breaking news. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.